All right, today we are at day 5 and we are at an important point. The basement is pretty much done being deconstructed and tomorrow we'll start some construction. So we're at a turning point for what the plan is. We're going to go downstairs and look at some stuff. As you can see, they have fully removed the flooring right up to the end of the basement stairs now. Normal height step now. So at some point we're going to go forward. Now, we talked about these double doors. They're going to stay. What we're going to do is drop them down so that they're on line with the floor, because we're not going to have a raised floor anymore, and just frame the top again. And that will be access to the furnace that is on the other side and the furnace room that will be there also. Going this way, we've got the area around the fireplace, or the stonework for that. We're going to remove all that, and then we are going to look at getting some stonework facade that will somewhat match the fireplace. I think that'll look sharp on all 4 sides of this, or the 3 sides plus the fireplace side. So we'll look at that, so that it will cover the stone cinder blocks there instead of just showing those. So the room in here is pretty much done. Everything else is pretty much the same way it was. Now they're going to start tomorrow by starting to frame this wall here. Over here, they're going to start framing this section over here so that they have a continuous wall. They will also start assembling a wall coming from about this point here, this way. Now, as you can see, we've got a lot of saved supplies here. There are 2 regular doors and 4 double bifold doors that were on the closets at the bottom of the staircase, and we're going to use all of those. One of the doors, the regular doors, is going to go on the wall that's going to be in this orientation and right in front of the water system here, or the inline water hot demand. I said that completely wrong. We're going to then down here, in about this orientation, we're going to have the room that's going to have the washing machine in it eventually, and then also the drain basin. And we're going to have 2 of the bifold doors here in front of that. That'll be about a 4-foot opening, a little bit less than that. They're 4 foot wide, but once you open them, they take up a little bit of space. So that'll be there. Just to the left of that will be a fully finished room with a door, and this will be where the half bath is, so the toilet and the vanity. We're going to have ventilation for both the bathroom and this area here outside. So we'll be able to vent some of that moist air from drying the Lego right out the door, or right out the wall. Over here, this wall here that's a little bit constructed already, we're going to continue that over to about that pole. This is where it is, which is nice. And that will be a wall, but what we're going to do is in this general orientation, we're going to put the other 2 bifold doors so that we have better access. And the reason we want better access, especially right here, is because back here is the crawl space for the front of the house. And that's the only point of entry that I can tell, and it is too thin right now for anyone to get there. So we're going to tear off some of these cinder blocks and hopefully get down maybe 18 inches of clearance. So if somebody needs to get in there, it's a little easier. These shelving units will probably end up going. I don't see a big use for them. We might hold them and then maybe replace them, but it's going to be hard to get into that crawl space with them present. So we'll see what happens with that. And then we're going to take the poles. They will be painted the same color the walls and or the floor are. We're not going to frame them up or anything like that. Over here, we've got a beam right along the main length of the house there, the metal beam, which is right here. We're also not going to frame that out because I'd only be able to frame one side easily because it's right next to some of the ductwork. And so, building a frame up into this spot would be dumb, and I don't want to cover the ductwork with frame to make it go all the way over to the other side of the ductwork. So we're not going to frame it. It will be painted black once we paint the rest of the ceiling black after other things have been done. I do have an electrician coming sometime later this week to start looking at all the wires and everything that's up top. It's just a nightmare. As you saw in the last video, there is just wires everywhere. We're also going to work on removing things that aren't necessary. Like up here, you'll see I've got copper wire and another tube that were for the air conditioning system. They've rerun that and they've left this. So I have some copper tube that I will be able to recycle and get a little bit of money for, I'm imagining. And all that's going to get pulled down. We've got support for old piping for the furnace. Those need to come down. There's no need for those there anymore. We also found a vent over here somewhere that it doesn't seem to connect anywhere, but then is loose at another spot where it might supposed to connect, so we need to have them take a look at that. But that is really the plan at this point. Everything is going to be starting. They tell me that they will be done with the bathroom, the little laundry type area, all the framing and all that by the end of next week. So much faster than I was imagining that to go. I guess I just don't have a good sense for how long those things take. But we are going forward, and every step I will try to record at the end of every day. Thank you.